Hello, welcome back to the channel. This week is my birthday week. And it's hard to believe this. It's hard for me to believe this. This is the first year I've felt this kind of incredulousness, but I'm turning 60 this week. And I normally take a stand for saying our age, for changing the way that we experience and that we see and that we have age represented in our culture. And I'm going to be honest, this is the very first year I felt, ooh, 60 sounds a lot different from 59. But in any case, I'm here, standing here, doing the same thing because I want to challenge the way that we see aging, even when it's difficult. Because the reality is that if we're lucky enough to age, we experience the loss of some of the things from our younger years. And I was thinking the other day that one of the perspectives that I like to keep in mind is that when we take on a different place in this pathway that is a life, we have a different perspective and we can see things in other stages and people that we know that they might not be able to see, which I don't mean in any way to be condescending, but rather that it's a gift to look from a different perspective and recognize, oh, I had my time as a 25-year-old and with all the gifts and challenges and limitations that brings. And I had my time as a 40-year-old with all the gifts and challenges that that brings. And so the perspective that I'm appreciating feeling now is the recognition of my place in this continuum of a human life. And so this milestone is a pretty big one for me. And it's milestones like this one that does bring a sense of perspective and gratitude, not only for being able to be here, because not everyone is so lucky. In fact, I've lost a number of friends around my age, not, in the not too distant past. But also gratitude for what has been, for the life I've lived so far, and for this very moment. But it also brings a sense of urgency, a sense of questioning of what now, of how do I want to spend the time I have left, which who knows how long it is. Maybe it's 40 years, but maybe it's a lot shorter than that. And so while I have gratitude, I also feel a growing urgency to rise to the challenges that we are collectively facing right now. It's a very intense chapter in history. Right now, this moment, it's January 2025. There's recently been devastating fires in Los Angeles that reminds us not only of how fragile life can be, how fragile any given moment can be, that it may not exist tomorrow, and it might be without warning, but also how small we are in relationship to the power of nature's unfolding and the earth. It's a reminder of how imperative it is that we take care of our home here on this planet. It's also a time with a new incoming administration in the US. There's a deep and profound sense of change and loss and unsettlingness for many of us. And so one thing is clear to me now in this moment in time that our voices have never mattered more than they matter right now, because it's during times of crisis, it's during times of radical change that portals open to us and we get to ask ourselves, who do I want to be right now? How does the time I am living in define how I want to live? What do I want to bring? What impact do I want to have in this small amount of time I have here on this earth? So most of us haven't lost our homes or the lives that they housed. And there are so many poignant, painful, heartbreaking stories from the people who have lost everything. Most of us, while we are feeling all the depth and the intensity of that grief, either for ourselves, for our loved ones, or just because we are empathetic beings and we can imagine although it's very difficult to imagine the extent of it, but we can maybe imagine a little bit of what it might feel like. For now, we haven't lost our ability to speak up, but we should never, ever take that for granted. And if that is not clear now more than ever, then it's really time for us to wake up. And it's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to defy any fear that we might have about the message that we're here to bring, about the life we're intended to live, about the difference that we're capable of making. And it's time for us to speak with clarity and to bring forward the vision of the world that we wish to see. Online, in our communities, in our homes, in our relationships, in every way that we show up in this world for ourselves and for each other. So, to celebrate my birthday and to help you amplify your impact, I am offering a very big discount on my bespoke personalized one-on-one speaking training. If you have been waiting for the right moment to amplify your voice, this is it. Take advantage of the $250 off my bespoke one-on-one personalized speaking training. I can tell you more about it if you want to jump on a call. My calendar is in the show notes. And let's get started creating the impact that your message deserves. The code is also in the show notes, and you need to sign up before January 31st. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for living a life that is powerful and profound and deep and connected. And thank you for getting over whatever is in the way, whatever fear or withholding or ego or anything that's in the way of you speaking up, and share your message now. Here's a little bit more about BeSpoke. Most people don't realize they need speaking skills until they begin to speak, and then they find themselves nervous or unable to express what they really mean, what they really want to say. And the truth is, even those of us who work on our speaking skills can continuously grow. And many of us are constantly working on our skills too. So that's where BeSpoke comes in. It's an opportunity for you to work one-on-one in a privately designed personal approach that can be applied in any of the areas of life. I have 4 different versions of it, or I can customize one just for you. And some of the skills that you might expect to work on in your personalized bespoke training program are reducing filler words and upspeak and other power leaks that you might not even know you're doing. We might work on the skill of landing the period, which is an approach I teach that helps to perfect the art of ending a thought and a sentence with impact. We might work on harmonizing your words and the tone and your authentic truth so that everything works together to communicate the essence of your message. Many people benefit from amplifying the range of the dynamic use of their voice so that they can have maximum impact across the scales of volume, pitch, and speed. The more we can expand that dynamic range, the more impact we can have, the more connection we can make with our messages. We might tailor skills specifically designed for your needs. So if you're ready to take the leap, there is more information. Sign up for a call. Let's do this. You are needed. Your voice is needed. Your message is needed. Thank you so much for being here today. Follow for more speaking skills on my Monday playlist. Or if you're interested in sexuality, intimacy, and relationship, there's lots of information there too. You can check out this video that YouTube thinks you'll like or this playlist, and I'll see you next time.